I'm Jay and welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things lifestyle, health, and wellness. So if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button below so that you can stay up to date on all new content. Now let's jump right on in. Unfortunately, I'm on the sick and shut-in list. As you can see, I have a full-blown cast. This is just a complete mess. I had to have hand surgery. And yes, it is secondary to my dermatomyositis. And so last month, in March, I was just living my best life in Miami, doing what I want, no cast on hand, ready to go. And then over time, things just got worse. And then just literally 3 days ago, I had to have surgery. And so I just thought I'd come on here and just do a quick update about how things have been going for me as far as my battle with dermatomyositis. It sometimes may seem like things are going good, and to be honest, I sometimes have good days, but really, I ain't gonna lie, in the month of April, most of my days were bad. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. It's just been a complete mess. So first off, how did this happen and what's going on with this? So I had, as you know, if you follow this channel, I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder 2 years ago. It's called dermatomyositis. It causes rashes as well as muscle inflammation, pain, you name it. It's really honestly a horrible disease to have. But maybe at the beginning of March, I had like a little small rash on my left middle finger. It was like, it wasn't even a rash. It was just like a little area. I guess it was a rash. But anyway, it just started getting worse. It didn't hurt or anything, but it was definitely, you know, I was like, this looks different than other rashes that I've had with dermatomyositis. Now, I have MDA5 dermatomyositis. There are a lot of different subsets of the disease, and I have MDA5. With MDA5, you can get ulcerating like rashes and lesions. And I had like a little, like you can see here, I didn't fail and I'm a mess. But I had a little lesion right there, but it healed. And so it was similar to this on the left hand, but it just wasn't ever healing. And so, you know, I was putting Band-Aids on it. I'm a nurse, so I'm trying to treat it myself. I'm not running to the doctor every little thing because I was like, well, it's small, it'll heal up over time. Well, it wasn't healing up over time. One day I woke up and it was just really painful. And I could tell it had gotten infected. And so I went on to the doctor. He said, yes, it's infected. He put me on antibiotics. But at this point, it was like no longer just a little rash. It was a full-blown hole in it had ulcerated down into like a full-blown hole in my hand or over my knuckle. It had even ulcerated down through the tendon. Like it was bad. And my finger just looked a mess. It was like swollen and all bent. Like I just was looking a mess. Now I was wrapping it up, taking my antibiotics, hoping it would get better, going to work. But then it just got to the point where like, it just wasn't sustainable. So my doctor was like, you need to see a hand surgeon. I mean, it's really, if the antibiotics ain't doing nothing, you gonna need surgery. So this past week I went to the hand surgeon. He looked at it. He said, oh yes, I'm gonna basically have to do a skin graft to close the hole in your finger and go from there. So that's what happened on Friday. I went in and I'm thinking, I don't know why I thought, oh, skin graft, he gonna do this in the office. No, this was full-blown surgery in the OR, sterile procedure, aseptic technique. Like this is the real deal. I was like, I'm the worst patient. I am a nurse and I know what it's like to see all this, and on somebody else, it don't faze me. But on me, I'm like, oh my God, are y'all gonna put me to sleep? Am I gonna feel like I was just acting like honestly paranoid, but I just didn't want to feel no pain. And so anyway, long story short, they did local anesthesia. The procedure itself took about 45 minutes. I'm only 3 days post-op, so I haven't taken all this off, to really evaluate everything and see how it's looking. I know there are sutures in the finger. And so anyway, it's just been a mess. And I just was thinking like, how did it get to this? You thinking you're doing good, with these autoimmune disorders and things are trucking along well, and then boom, like it's like joke's on you. No, now you need surgery. So I'm praying this is the worst of it. I will say, if you've been following my channel or following my journey with this, I've been slowly trying to come off of my medicine. And I am down to 5 milligrams of prednisone every day, and that's the only medicine I take. So I think some of my symptoms exacerbated a little bit just because I'm not really on any medicine. So most people are on steroids, plus immunosuppressants, plus probably IVIG and all that. I personally had to stop IVIG because it was like destroying my red blood cells and causing blood clots. So, I mean, it's at this point, I'm feeling like it's a joke, like what else? I don't want to say what else because the Lord might show me something else. And so, anyway, I just say all that to say, like, it's been a struggle. And, April was just one of those months where I just really struggled with pain and swelling. Then I had the surgery and all these different things. And I ain't gonna lie, I was just like thinking in my head, I'm just gonna give up and just take, because my rheumatologist wants me to do like an infusion that would like essentially wipe out my entire immune system, but it would stop the progression of the dermatomyositis. I don't want to do that because I need my immune system and I'm a nurse. But with how much pain I was feeling in April and I just felt like I wasn't really getting no better, I called her and was like, sign me up. But then I got blood work done and everything was normal. So I feel like that was my push or my little sign from God to just keep on pushing through, even though it's been very, very difficult. So I say all that to say, if you have dermatomyositis or if you have any autoimmune disorder, you gonna go through some hard days because it's the ebbs and flows of everything. I never would have thought I would have had to have surgery. Like, I never had surgery before. This was my first time having surgery. So now I'm looking like surgery. It just felt like, or seems like a lot, but I'm just taking it one day at a time in the recovery period and just praying that I can be bounced back within a week because I think that's going to be my downtime. So anyway, I just had to get on here and just kind of give an update of what's been going on because, like I said, just last month, life was great and I was in Miami and doing what I want and blah, blah, blah. And then now it's just like I'm on the sick and shut-in list and I could not have guessed this would have been the case. But I feel like that's the trajectory of this year. It's just like one of those things where it's like, oh Lord, if it ain't one thing, it's another. And I remember in January when I made an episode and I just kind of talked about like my health update and where things were in my life. And I remember saying in that episode, we have to have a firm foundation of faith because at that time it was only January and God just getting started. And I have to remind myself of that because I ain't gonna lie, I was like, Lord, surgery. Lord, I'm trying. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing and stuff is just getting worse. So you find yourself like trying to get, I guess, a little attitude with God. But at the end of the day, few things I can look at. It's all about perspective. Everything you go through is all about perspective. I could look at this like, oh my God, I had hand surgery and I had skin graft and I got dermatomyositis and I was I could just complain all day. Or I could look at it like, you know what? Yes, I did have to have this unfortunate surgery, but I thank God it's on my left hand, not my dominant hand, so I can still do things for myself. It could be worse because, yeah, I had to have a skin graft, but at least I got the insurance and, the good medical team and stuff to refer me to the right people to get the problem mitigated sooner rather than later. And I pray that this is the worst of it. And I don't know, things could just still be worse. I mean, I could, with dermatomyositis, I could be in a wheelchair. I could be just suffering. I could be not tolerating only being on 5 milligrams of prednisone. I still got a ways to go because I need to come off the medicine completely. But the fact that I have been able to walk the medicine down and not have to I'm not on anything else. So that means like my dietary changes and stuff, they are working, but it's slow progression. And I think what I have to remind myself of is slow progress is still progress. I'm one of those people where I'm like, I want to be healed now. I want everything fixed now. I don't want to be dealing with this no more. I'm tired of this. But I think maybe in this, because I'm trying to figure out what is God trying to teach me in this season, because I just keep going through stuff and it's just like, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me? And maybe it's just that slow and steady wins the race. I've always been a person that's like fast. I do everything fast. I talk fast. I move fast. I learn fast. I'm just like, everything's always fast. And maybe God is just trying to slow me down. I mean, I think he can do other things to slow me down. Like surgery is not what I need to be doing. But he knows best. He knows best. So I'm just trying to like figure out what is he trying to teach me in the season. And just, it's all about perspective. I could really look at this as a woe is me, something else I'm going through. Or I could say, you know what? This is just going to be another war wound, literally. When I'm on the other side of this and no longer dealing with dermatomyositis, I can look back and say, man, God kept me. I had to have hand surgery. I had to do this. I had blah, blah, whatever it may be. So it is what it is. I'm glad it's over with because like I said, I don't know why I just got so anxious about feeling pain and, oh my God, they're cutting on my finger and the skin, it was a mess. But honestly, the surgery itself wasn't that bad and the recovery hasn't been too ridiculous. I just been staying on top of my pain. So as far as my diet though, I had tried something new. Like I had pretty much been doing paleo, and then I took it a step further and I started doing carnivore. Carnivore diet is basically where you only eat meat and animal products. So a lot of like steaks, you can do eggs, bacon, just basically meat, because it's been studies have shown, or even people that I personally know have been able to reverse autoimmune disorders with the carnivore diet. So I was doing that. I've been doing that for about a month. And to be honest, I've been feeling worse. I'm just going to be honest. Like I was thinking, oh, this is the miracle diet. And I'm just going to be feeling great. And I was feeling 100% worse. So much pain, so much. I don't know if it's just my body trying to adjust to eating so much meat and only meat. Like it just hadn't been good. And so I added a little bit of fruit back in, because with the carnivore diet, it's basically high protein, high fat. You don't have a lot of carbs. You don't have any carbs really. So it's just like another type of elimination diet to kind of reduce inflammation and swelling. And I don't know, with my body adjusting to not having any carbs, it was just like every day, just pain. Ooh, pain you just don't want to deal with. And so, I mean, you just get tired of being in a lot of pain. So I was having all that pain all through April. Then I ended up having had this surgery. So I say all that to say, it got to be better than this. We got to be on the cusp of turning things around, because I feel like I really, really suffered. But mainly because I'm one of the people too that's like, I'm not taking no pain meds. So I feel like I make myself suffer and struggle more than I probably should. But I also work with functional medicine. I have a functional medicine doctor as well as a rheumatologist and probably every other doctor you can think of. But I met with my functional medicine doctor and he recommended this supplement for pain. So I just started taking it today. It's called Miraca, if you can see. But basically it's an all natural supplement that's supposed to mitigate the immune system and help like with circulation, the nervous system, joint pain, swelling, all of those type of things, but it's safe. So it's not like an NSAID like Tylenol or ibuprofen, which if you use that in excess over time, now you may damage your liver or your kidneys. So this supplement was $47 online. It has 2 naturally occurring substances in it. One is called PEA and one is called lutein. I'm gonna type it down below because I'm probably saying it wrong. Both of these supplements can be found in plants and foods, and our body makes it naturally as well. But in higher doses, it supports the immune system, nervous system, and it neutralizes free radicals. So if you have like cancer or anything like that, or just bad cells circulating in your system, which a lot of us who have autoimmune disorders probably do because of the chronic inflammation, it helps neutralize all of that. And over time, you'll see a reduction in pain, joint pain, swelling, and all those things. So again, I only took one today, so I can't say, oh yes, this works. Oh yes, this is great. I'm just trying it secondary to my functional medicine doctor's recommendation. So I'll keep y'all posted on how I feel taking this. I don't want to be taking the ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff to get through the day or to get through work, so I'm just trying as much natural things as I can. And I feel like with this, I just have to keep on keeping on and keeping the faith that the natural way will work. But it's a slow process. Nothing is an overnight, take this, you're healed type of thing. And so it's been a sacrifice only eating meat. It's been a sacrifice, you know, with the pain. It's just been a big sacrifice, and I am tired. But I feel like in hindsight, again, it could be worse. There are people who have this who are doing a lot worse, and they're on a lot more, you know, support medicinally. So again, I say all this about what I'm going through just to encourage somebody that everything is about perspective. You might be going through it right now. Maybe you ain't having surgery like me, which is a mess, but you might have some other things on your plate that seem overwhelming. Try to look at it and pull out at least one or two things that can keep you going and help shift your perspective. Because if you just focus on the negative, guess how you're going to feel in the slumps and negative. But if you look at it from a different perspective, like, hey, it could have been this, it could have been worse. At least I got support. At least I got doctors that can help me. At least I got insurance. You know, if you look at it from a different, more positive perspective, it really does impact outcomes. Because it's mind over matter with some of this stuff. We keep going through stuff, or at least I do. Everybody else might be living their best life. I keep going through stuff. But I feel like if I don't have the perspective of, at least I got God on my side, at least, you know, like looking at it from a positive, I will want to give up. I will be down in the dumps about everything because my life is just 100% changed since getting dermatomyositis. But I'm not going to let it take me out. I'm still going to do what I got to do. I'm a one-handed bandit right now, but, you know, with this good hand, we going to still put our lashes on. We going to put our wigs on. We going to get ourselves together, and we going to have a positive perspective. Now, every day, I ain't going to be able to have a positive perspective, but I will try. And so I do really think everything is about perspective when we're going through. And I'm telling you, I named this episode, April Showers Bring May Flowers, because May is going to be better. I'm proclaiming it for my life, for your life. You know, trouble don't last always. It just don't. You're not going to always be going through. Even though I feel like I've been going through. I know for a fact it's going to turn around at some point. So I'm praying that it's going to be May because, baby, it was raining all of April. Lord knows. It was raining all of April because for me to be walking around like this, baby, what? This is not cute. But anyway, I'll keep y'all posted. I'm really hoping that the Miracle is helpful. Again, look it up. You get it from Young, I don't know, just type this in Google and see where you get it from. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you have to order it online. It's I'll put the link down below. If you want to look into it or do more research, if you yourself are struggling with joint pain, swelling, and you tired of taking, you know, ibuprofen, Tylenol, or some people have to take stronger medicines. So, yeah, I'm hoping it works. But as always, when I'm going through, I go buy me a bag. So I did buy me a little Coach purse. It's so cute. What I really like, and I'm not going to do a whole review on this, but what I really like about this is the Tabby 20. What I like about it is it looks like a Chanel bag, but it is, of course, not the Chanel price. So this bag was $400. They use, you know, real genuine Napa leather, so it's very soft and plush. And honestly, this is the same leather that Chanel uses. And so at least that's what the lady at the store told me. So it's so cute though. I like this color for summer. I think it'll go with a lot of things. It's spacious. I love the little puffy quilted look of it. They got the gold with the cream. It's just cute. So this made me feel a little bit better when I bought this. Now I bought this before I knew I needed to have surgery. So I'm glad that I went on and got it. So after surgery, I could just look at it and smile, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I recommend y'all. Actually, Coach been coming out with their new stuff is it's cute. Like they trying to make a comeback. And I was a Coach girl in high school. I love Coach. I had all the Coach shoes, bags, blah, blah, blah. So I don't have no problem buying anything and supporting Coach, especially if you get in the quality as far as the leather or like a third of the price. Because Chanel have a bag just like this, but it's going to be $5,700. I'm not. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick update about how things are going right now. The focus is recovery and getting off this sick and shut-in list. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep on praising God because I'm still alive. I'm still pushing through. I could be doing a lot worse. And I don't look like what I'm going through. That's the thing. Like, people are like, girl, are you lying? But I'm not lying. It's all about perspective and how you feel when you get yourself together and you look good. You'll feel good. I'm telling you, it really is mind over matter. When I just sit around my house and I'm just like, oh, I'm in pain, I can't walk, like I feel like that. But when I'm like, nope, I feel a little pain, let's get up and walk a lap, let's get up and move my body, let's da-da-da, I feel better. So everything in life is mind over matter. You might not have an illness, but whatever you're going through, it's mind over matter. Shift your perspective. Give time to God every day. That way you can renew your mind every day and the enemy can't get into your mind and make you think stuff ain't gonna get no better. It's just gonna get worse. God forgot about you. He don't care about what you're going through. All of those are lies. But if we don't renew our mind every day by getting in his presence and in his word, it's hard to shift your perspective to the positive. God got you in the palm of his hand. He know what you're going through. He preordained all of this and he can see the other side of this. And so you just have to trust that. It's hard when you're in the middle of it. But if you renew your mind every day, you spend a little time with the Lord, he'll call to your remembrance how he brought you through things far worse. And so that's my encouragement, that April showers are going to bring May flowers. It's going to get better from here. But in the meantime, in between times, stay prayed up. Pray for me as I pray for you. And hopefully on my next podcast episode, or I don't even know if this is really a podcast, I'll be healed and doing spirit fingers and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'm gonna put some of those links, especially to this, down below so those that are interested can do their research. Otherwise, thanks for watching and until next time.